I'm just super frustrated. Yeah.
It's all good.
Super frustrated. So
Manifesting a great night. Hey, it happened for a reason. Just saying.
just super frustrated. But we are finally live, and I do have Wi-Fi back at the house now.
It'll be
So
fine.
I don't know what happened.
I was sending Wi-Fi energy and visualizing your whole house, having.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think we're good, baby.
Super frustrated. We were
The dogs
trying
are
to chat
barking.
a little bit before the thing, but then I lost complete Wi-Fi before, and I don't know if it's from what we're talking about. We always have we're conspiracy
We
theorists.
pregame it a little bit, talking maybe
A
things
little bit,
that
and then because
spiders
of
are picking up on.
lost Wi-Fi completely for a time, and then it would not let me reload StreamYard at all, which is the software that I use to stream to the different platforms. It's very frustrating. But anyway, I digress. Don't want to waste time with that. Don't need to waste time with that.
Ain't nobody got no time for that.
Oh my gosh, that was the bronchitis. The bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right. And you know what? Speaking of that, very interesting. If you go to covid.gov, there has been some changes. COVID.gov.
Let's get the copyright thing out of the way. Changes. Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to do. Done. Copyright violation.
I'm just so irritated.
It's fine.
I'm a little cranky.
We'll be okay. What'd you do? Stay up late or something?
I did stay up late talking.
There you go.
Yeah. Hold on.
You're gonna drink.
Drink? Woo! Woo! I feel good.
I feel wicked. It's Friday. I hope everybody has something red to remember everyone. Wait, I just did to remember everyone deployed. Red.
Red wine. You make me feel so fine.
On a red Friday, on a Good Friday.
It is a Good Friday, isn't it?
Yes. I hope everyone's feeling good on a Good Friday.
I'm going to be feeling good because it's been a week since I've drank.
There you go.
Look
You're
out.
looking good. You've lost some weight and some hair. I like the long hair, to be honest.
I'm kind of thinking maybe it's a little bit more, there's something going on with that. I don't know, with the little curly locks. I might grow it out again after summer.
I think it was feeling a little Sasquatchian vibe.
Mm-hmm. A little ornery, a little dangerous, wearing the hat, the curls. Yeah.
A little bad boy vibe, yeah.
A little bit. Not that I'm a bad boy. I'm a good guy. I don't get in trouble much. I should say I don't get in trouble often enough.
Yeah. Good to see everybody. You did announce earlier today on your video, if everybody watched your video, that we would be going live today at 5:30. And so that was our target for today. And so then I was frustrated when
that's always the target. It's just
out the time when I lost Wi-Fi at my house.
Hey, no accidents.
Very frustrating.
No accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason.
But we're really grateful. We have a bunch of friends in the house today. I want to say thank you to some of my friends that Marky donated a Litecoin to Team Mighty in honor of Mia. And so that will be applied to the meetup next year and in honor of the Mighty Mia. And my dear friend, Crypto Experiences St. Jerome bought a t-shirt. And so
I know. I still got to do that. What's the deadline? When's that shut?
So I left it open. When did I leave it open through? Hold on, I'll share it with you guys because the t-shirts are left open to where they will hit and be available.
Don't be a jerk.
From at the if you order them, let's see, does it have a date of when it closes? 27 days to go, but you can, if you order them, then they'll ship to you in time for the June meetup in Illinois. And so that way I wanted to make sure that we could wear them.
Yes. Yeah.
20
So
piece, buy your Mighty Red t-shirt that we can all wear them one night or something. Might be fun. And then that would be kind of a fun thing. And then we can wear them for half an hour or something. And
yes, I agree.
yeah. And, you know, just here's my thing. It's not about the money this year. It's do something kind. If Mia's story inspired you, do something kind, love somebody. If something about her story inspired you, like leave a comment on her story, share her story, and just tell me what you thought about it. Tell me how like her little smile made you feel, whatever, like anything that brings love, light, whatever that is that about her that made you guys feel good, then leave a comment about it. Like for me, it's about us building each other up. It's not about money. I just was trying to do something that, like, if this empowered people and I wanted to give an opportunity, then that's great. But we want it to be about community. And so back in the day, it wasn't about government providing for people. It was about the church and community coming together. And so I want it to be about that again. And I want it to be about community helping people and supporting each other. And so if there's an opportunity where she inspired you or just made you feel good or whatever that is, like tell a story on one of those videos that I shared her story on, or whatever that looks like to you. I don't know what that is to you. Tell your part of it. Where did you pick that up? And that would mean the world to me, you know? And so I appreciate all of that. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be that you like held the door for somebody, or you gave somebody a hug, or that, you know, whatever that is. I don't know. But share that story, pass it on, or that you felt affirmed, or that it helped heal a part of you. I don't know what that is, but that's the kind of stuff to me that's how we ascend or heal each other, you know, right?
100% right. I agree with that. It's all the small things. First time I heard that, I was like, holy cow, tearing up, crying. Amazing story. And to watch it again and hear it again, crazy. Just very inspirational. I mean, and you didn't know what was going to happen. That's the thing. You know, you just kind of put your faith, you know, and out there and see what happens. And, you know, things happen. Doors open. Just walk through them. You know, that's life.
That's why her name is Mia Faith, because it was about like,
there you go.
And not to be selfish and say my faith, but it was about like, my faith was our faith was like, well, here we are, Good Friday, the sacrifice, but like,
why is it Good Friday and then Saturday, Sunday? Isn't it supposed to be three days? I don't know. I always get confused. I guess maybe it's because it works out better for a 3-day weekend or something. I don't know.
Well, I think he was killed on Friday. He walked the Camino or whatever. He was
killed. Brush up. I need some people to help me brush up on my Bible study.
And then Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. Well, that's where they have like the Monday. That's also a holiday or whatever. A holy day.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm just Coin Lisa. I'm just Lisa Mighty Davis.
Well, I'm really lovely, like Coin Lisa. And if you're inspired by, you know, any part of that journey, you know, get yourself a shirt. You know, open the door, give somebody a hug. Well, just do nice things.
Leave a nice comment and say like, I really love that, and this meant this to me, or that, and I shared this, or this resonated in my life, and I have this kind of parallel thing. Like, it doesn't have to be. Trust me. The more and more that I've gone through this, my own journey, and each one of us has a journey. Like Westwood says, trust yourself, look inside yourself. I think more and more as I go through this in my life, this is about all of us awakening in ourselves and looking inside ourselves, and that we are all connected through the Holy Spirit, God, each other,
All those things. I mean,
the,
as
the
science
mycelium,
unlocks us, we're going to
Yeah.
see that. We're going to understand that hey, you had the tools all along.
Yes. The Oz.
Yes.
There was so much Oz today. I mean, Mehmet Oz gets okay. First of all, the dude is Turkish, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Why is he being put into the cabinet? He's not even an American. He's a dual citizenship.
Oh, look at Elon. I mean, he's South African, right? He's actually, his origins aren't South African, but
no, but he was. I mean, it's my understanding, which I could be wrong, that Elon was
well, then
actually
Canadian, right?
have American citizenship.
You may.
I
I
could be
don't know.
wrong.
Do you really want American citizenship at this point? I guess that's the question.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Here, I mean, what is citizenship? Is it
Right.
slavery? Are you submitting to slavery? Because at this point, like,
There's
what
that.
you're signing up for, like,
I know.
Bukele just signed a thing eliminating all taxes, income, property. What are all the I don't know, sales,
Those are pretty big to me. Income and property, or yeah, that pretty much. I'd be good with
income,
that.
property, and sales tax. So there's huge things happening in El Salvador, and that's where that seems to have been the test bed where they were like, oh, look, we did this thing with Bitcoin, and then we realized, oh, wait, that still was government control with that government wallet. That was a mistake. And that's where, when in Cliff's data, where they said like people would reject the money so many times, I wonder if that was one of the mistakes, that they had it in a government wallet. And so then they released the wallet from government hold and they gave it back to the people. And I wonder if that was one of the things that was rejected. I don't know. Just
Could be.
I have more questions than I have answers, for sure.
And for all of you out there that are wondering, what's this 3 times thing? That was something that showed up in Cliff's data, whatever, however you want to say it. That, there would be 3 attempts to kind of reset the currency, usher us into a new currency from the dying Federal Reserve note, and it would be rejected 3 times. That the people would be like, no, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. No, we're not doing this.
Because they knew they were being tracked. That's why they stopped. The country stopped using the Bitcoin, because they realized it is transparent, and they were like, we have no privacy.
Wait a minute. So you mean every transaction I've ever made is on a public ledger that you can look up once you know my wallet? Okay.
Oh, you mean like my bank account?
That's why you need MWeb. Yeah, exactly. We already have that. It's
credit
just
card?
Hey, let's see if we can get you to opt into this new thing.
Yeah.
Privacy is important, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
MWeb.
Speaking of which, my friend Joe Rogan, the architect and founder of Dragon Chain, just shared a terrifying and wholly unconstitutional fact that the IRS is partnering with Palantir
You're talking Palantir?
Or Palantir, sorry. Yeah.
Palantir, the Peter Thiel thing?
Yes.
That's his company. Yeah. They have big government contracts to basically scrape data and AI and all that stuff.
Did they delete it? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. Share this tab instead. I said, I did not consent to share my information in this way. And Joe says, this is a big mistake. So Doge has partnered. This is really concerning, with Palantir to build a mega API for the IRS, So this is Mega API would centralize. Anything centralized is not good for any of us. We lose our
I tend to agree.
privacy, and privacy is in the Constitution. It's your Fourth Amendment right to privacy. They need a warrant if they want to come in your home, if they want
for a specific thing too. It's not just a blanket warrant where they can just come in and search all your stuff. It's like, no, we need to go into your home. Judge has to sign off on it, and we're looking for this.
Right.
And that's really all that's technically should be admissible. You know, it's like, hey, you got these guns over here. It's like, no, you're not here looking for guns. You're here looking for, whatever, white powder,
No.
But, wow, while we're in here, let's take a look around, kick some cans and knock some books over. Yeah.
And this is not just for one person. This is not even, they don't have a warrant. It's not for one person. And now it's just, oh, well, I mean, this is terrifying. This is the next step of, in my little presentation that I did for Jean-Claude at the conference, I talked about like how, we went from them taking over our energy and putting it into dollars, and then taking our energy and putting it into violating us through, taking our energy out of those dollars and putting it into Fed notes, and then taking it and then having, oh, well, now we're just supposed to trust them and putting it into a form of fiat. And then, wait, 9/11 happened and the Patriot Act? That's
Condoleezza. Hey, listen now, this is not a conspiracy. Condoleezza Rice told us early on, she said, wow, we didn't see this coming. We had no idea planes would hit buildings. Meanwhile, they're doing drills at the same time, and they've got all the, the information that, showed that, yes, this is a possibility. It could happen. And then the Patriot Act magically is already written, and, Congress says, yes, let's do it for the people. Let's do it to the people. Ask not what your government can do for you. Ask what your government can do to you.
Well, and that's where it goes. To me, it goes back to that World War II never ended. And that we have been in a compound, a prison. I mean, maybe when they said Australia was
big prison camp.
The prison camp.
Yeah, the United Kingdom, it's like, just dump them in Australia.
Was, we think that Oklahoma was, where they took the Indians. Oh, and the Trail of Tears and the poor Indians.
Just dump them in Oklahoma.
Was all of America a big freaking prison camp? I mean, I'm just asking.
It's
because then they testing. They sent there's a huge, if you read Fruit from a Poisonous Tree, they did all kinds of horrible testing on and to include the fluoride in the water as as just like one of the most inert things, not to include all the farming that they've done on us, the Tuskegee things, what they did in Tulsa, the Tulsa massacre. I mean, they literally sent the military to bomb American citizens, Black Wall Street.
Well, what's a weapon if it's not used, I guess. You got to test it out.
So did World War II never end? And we've been in a prison camp thinking we were free.
No, I think so. It's a giant psychological operation. It's a giant psyop, the whole thing. I mean, it was 100% right with Eisenhower. Absolutely knew what was happening at the time. And that was 1961 in his farewell address before Kennedy came in. And it was, I mean, you saw the growth in that. What happened during World War II. I mean, of course you need intelligence, you've got enemies, bad guys, and we need to build up the intelligence agencies. But, they didn't just go away after that. They just kept building and building and building and kept getting funded and funded and funded because, you can create all the money you want. And so these agencies kind of became the drivers, steering the ship, and more power deals were consolidated, more and more I could say instead of ivory towers, more onyx towers were built. Let's just say that, and it was, and look what we have. You've got all this stuff working behind the scenes. Outside of government. The scene of government. That we think we elect. These people are entrenched. I mean, they've been there forever. I mean, you've got people that run organizations that they are there before and after any president that comes in. And the president, once he uncovers it, it's like, well, too late. Nothing you can do now. Sorry.
How long is
We're doing our thing.
been in,
How long's what?
how long has Condoleezza Rice been at the White House?
Oh, I was talking about during 9/11. She was
Okay.
Secretary of Defense, I think, at the time. Yeah.
But Westwood, if I
Or maybe
do
Secretary
a
of
good
State.
job and I follow the rules and
Hey, it's the American dream, baby.
I work
Come
really
on.
hard, it's the American dream.
Get your
And
popcorn.
I
Watch the game.
I can put my energy in and I can pay my taxes, and then I can take the store dollars. I can take the company store dollars and I can
Yes.
go shop at the company store.
Yes.
And as long as I follow the rules,
And be
then
happy.
I won't get punished.
Yes, and be
And
happy.
I can buy things at the company store.
Yes. If they're available,
Yeah.
if the supply chain's not artificially manipulated where you can't get certain things when you need them, yes, you can buy them.
Yeah.
With Vampire Casino chips.
As long as they're still available.
As long as
and
they're still there on the shelves.
Yes.
As long as BlackRock hasn't bought every freaking house in the country, except yours, then
Fine.
then you can buy any house you want. It's fine. You just pay a little bit more interest, even though they got it for nothing. No interest, hardly
Because we
any.
live in the land of the free
Yeah.
and the home of the brave.
Mm-hmm. And just think, after they drive the price of all those houses up, you get to maybe a shot to buy one of them, and at that inflated price, your property tax gets valued at that buy price, and so you get to pay me harder, baby.
Once my house is worth more, I can take out more credit.
You
And get-
can tap more of those Vampire Casino chips. You got a marker. You're good.
I can get more credit. Yeah.
Absolutely. You get to keep playing.
I can get them debt more. Yes.
Love it. Keep on rolling the dice.
Pass that on to my children.
Because you're
And
gonna exactly.
Once I die, they can pay taxes on that.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be great. It'll
It'd
be
be awesome. Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Yes. So the key of the lesson here is we understand the game and how rigged it is. So we need to figure out ways to slither and navigate around it. How do we do that? That's for you to decide. Like G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle.
I'm just so mad at this point.
It's all
This is
good.
me being very angry.
I'm seething over here.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know. It's at some point it's got to collapse over, under its own weight. It just can't sustain itself, and it just takes more people to kind of wake up to it and understand, what's really going on. And we're just like, hey, I'm not going to participate in this anymore. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to find ways to opt out of this, or at least be a pain in its butt and not let it, Again, we support the whole thing. I mean, we put the the uniforms on. We voluntarily opt into certain things, and it's just like quit opting in at some point.
Well, and some of that's being exposed, like the
Well, the whole
China
COVID thing.
exposing like where they're doing the videos and saying like, hey, knock knock America, you know how you think you're so special walking around with your Louis Vuitton purses
Oh
and
my
your
gosh, that one's great.
whatever purses? We've been you're those aren't made in Italy. Those are made over here, and we
Must be-
sell them for $10.
Must be
And
Italian.
you buy them for
No, it's
hundreds-
Chinese.
Yeah, and you buy them for hundreds of dollars and
Mhm.
think you're real special. And like, you look like you're the dumb dog. You know how I hate
You're the cuck. You're the one getting fooled. You're the cuckold.
I hate magic. You know this about me, Westwood.
I know you do. I know.
I hate a magic
I
show.
don't like to be fooled.
I don't like to be the sucker in the room. Like, it pisses me off. I hate a liar.
Yeah, I know.
And so, like, people, but I like to buy nice things. Like, I own 3 purses, I think, but they're what I thought were nice purses. And then I'm watching these videos and they're like, yeah, we see this nice leather. They ship it to us. And then they use their human trafficking slave labor in China that they don't care if they mistreat their people and whatever. They're going to do whatever with their organs later. And they make really cheap purses with them. And now I'm like, my gosh, I don't know if I can carry that purse.
It's like putting the Rolls Royce emblem on the Digibug.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It's all an illusion. And I guess that's I've always kind of said that, but I mean, it is. Everything's a psyop, psychological operation. Everything's an illusion because, I mean, they can think of the movies that come out of Hollywood. Oh my gosh, they spent $100 million on this movie. Okay, this movie that we're watching, they spent $100 trillion on it. I mean, so what's to think that they're not doing the same thing, to all of us? And we're just like, everything, let's watch the movie, enjoy the show, get your popcorn. And it's like, yeah, it's all a movie. I mean, so manipulated and so artificially constructed that, and don't lose hope though. That just makes you turn internally. That's what it should do. That's why I always say, look into yourself, trust yourself. You've got all the answers inside. And when I say that, it's because you're divine. You're connected to source. I mean, it's just like, get connected, look inside. You've got all the answers, eternal, answers inside of you. Instead of looking at everything out here, look in here, do a little meditation, do a little, thinking and because dream, and interpret the dreams. I mean, you got so much, that you are, and that's it. They want to stop us from knowing who we are and why we're here. We came here from the cosmic bus stop, for a journey, took all the tools with us, and, it's hard in this meat suit to, understand that, but you got to understand it. You got to have that awakening. You got to really get it, and then you'll be free. I mean, really, that's to me, that's how you get free.
Yeah. It's all there in front of us. It's just for us to choose.
You had the answers all along, Dorothy. Just tap those heels.
Tap those heels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the whole thing.
1, 2, 3. There's the charm. Bam. Break the spell.
So let's blast through some. Let's see. Do I have a? Well, I've done this before, and then I don't. I'm not sharing. And once again, I'm not sharing. Let's blast through some current events. Current events.
Do it live.
Let's see. There's so many things. I don't even know where we start. Do we start from the whole week, last week? Where do you even want to catch up from? Oh, he just bailed on me. Okay, that's fine. We'll go backwards. The Oz thing, we talked about that. This, when Trump said your life will be in danger, and then the little kid threw up or whatever.
Really very good. But
I missed this. Let's see it.
With Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon, and if they have,
So they can't have a nuclear weapon.
really very good. But
Have you spoken to Xi?
with Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon, and if they have a nuclear weapon, you'll all be very unhappy. You'll all be very unhappy.
Have you
because
spoken with Xi?
your life,
Who is leading
your
those
life
trade
will be in
talks?
great danger. Yeah. Yeah.
Your life will be in great danger. Okay, I just want to remind everybody that there is an Israeli mistake in Cliff High's data. And there's a guy that I watch. Well, I've heard this also. Gosh, who was I listening to? I've heard it from 2 other like woo-woo people. Something about a mistake, and I've heard something about an Israeli mistake.
Yeah, Cliff High had said that, in his data for a long time. It was the Israeli mistake. They're going to do something that really messes things up, and it's going to expose a lot of things.
I don't think that's a gold tie. I think that's like a nuke tie. Like, that's not gold to me. That is like neon. That's like the Flash. That tie is not gold to me. And so that
No, that's not gold. It's not that gold tone frequency.
The light, I think that's a blast. I think that's like a light. I think that's a mistake.
Well, that's interesting because I mean, you think of the the
Like,
warning bomb shelter type colors. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. A
yeah.
little bit. I don't know, maybe.
And women's dresses are usually coms. I do not know what this dress means, but I know it's a thing because,
Well, if I'm wearing it, it's definitely a com. Just saying.
well, that dress is like not like it's just a lot going on for if your husband is being uh at the freaking signed in, nominated, whatever the term is, and she's wearing this big floral. I mean, there's a lot going on there, and that is not the most elegant dress. I don't know. It's just very weird. She is the smartest girl in the room, however, because she went and stood behind Trump when there was chaos in the room. So I have to give her that. But it has like, I don't know, white calla lilies or something.
Now, who is she? I can't.
Mehmet Oz's wife.
Okay.
Dang, what's going on over there, Westwood?
It's farming time. Big trucks. A lot of diesel. Need the diesel.
Big trucks. I thought it was Uncle Steve.
That does sound like something he would be driving. A lot more horsepower.
A lot more horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Steve's in the driver. Yeah. So she's probably the smartest girl in the room, going back and standing behind. In this, I don't know. Somebody was saying like the little girl got sick, and it was one of his family members, and then Trump goes over and checks on whoever, and then the mother or Trump grabs this little girl with her hand on her mouth and kind of walks her out of the room. I don't know. It was kind of strange. We talked about that. This, they were saying to grab because this story, they were saying that will get deleted. So I wanted to share this story really quick. And I am not familiar with all this. You may know about, you're really good at history and all this international stuff. Jim Davidson is claiming there's a CCTV video of Keir Starmer kissing Lord Ali outside his penthouse. They're saying the penthouse is being used for other parties.
That's no surprise.
And MSM is covering it up. And I guess the wife like storms off stage.
She stormed off.
It deleted the video. So it only has a picture now. That's funny because this did have it was a video.
Can't play the video now. Yeah,
Posted it. So there's no video now, but there was a video.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Okay. No video now.
All right. Thinking of Star Wars, these are not the droids you're looking for. These are not the pedophiles you're looking for.
Yeah. Move along.
Move along. Yes, these are not the pedophiles we're looking for. Go ahead.
This was strange. So I guess there's some power struggle. So the acting IRS commissioner, there's been a thing with the IRS in the last few days. And one of our friends confirmed some of this because he lives on a little island outside of Puerto Rico, which was kind of nice getting confirmation from somebody that lives around there.
Boots on the sand, baby.
That lives there that said, yes, the power's out because there was a explosion on the main island in Puerto Rico. But so on the 14th, what happened on the 14th? The CIO stepped down on the 14th of the IRS. Then on the 15th, 22,000 IRS agents took the buyout and quit. Then on the 15th, on the day that supposedly everybody, your stuff is due, there was a huge power outage. Also, there was a huge plane crash. Go watch Heidi Vandenberg's channel. And the wings went down on the plane, and there was a big this big plane crash because the bottom hit hard. It bottomed out on the tarmac. Then there's this weird power struggle where IRS Commissioner Gary Shapley, he's kicked out because of a clash with Treasury Secretary Bessent. And so this is this like power struggle.
He said, should I stay or should I go now? I guess he went.
Right. So Gary Shapley is the agent who, do you remember the gay IRS whistleblower who brought up all Hunter Biden stuff? I mean, Gary's not that, but he brought in this guy who brought in all of Hunter's stuff. And Gary is the one that brought in the gay IRS whistleblower. So Gary was the counsel for that. And so Gary was brought in as the interim for the IRS. And he was brought in by by Elon. And now Bessent is like, wait a minute, I didn't bring him in. Elon brought him in, and I don't want him in there. I want to bring somebody in.
You know, Bessent reminds me of, you ever watched the movie JFK in 1991? I think it was by Oliver Stone. Ever see that movie?
No.
Okay. Yeah, go watch that. He reminds me of Clay Shaw, Clay Bertrand. I mean, he's got the same vibe, same energy. Anybody that's watched that, I mean, he's that guy. He seems like, you know, that sophisticated, you know, a lot of the same tendencies. Let's just say that. Yeah. Clay Shaw.
So part of the bad guy stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. It's all a movie. So, you know, I'm just looking for connections.
All a movie. Okay, so he's saying like, no, I want my own guy. And Laura Loomer's saying, hey, Scott Bessent attacked Elon. And Elon's like, look, strong Soros affiliation. That's concerning.
Yes,
and so
definitely. Bessent was like his right-hand man, right?
Right. So then in retaliation, Scott Bessent goes, well, then I want your IRS guy out. Well, that IRS guy is the one that brought up and found all of Hunter's tax fraud. Why would you want to take out a guy who found all of Hunter's tax fraud?
I don't know. I'd like to see maybe I don't want to see what's on that laptop. Maybe Scott Bessent doesn't either. I don't know. Or not want it shown.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how all this stuff works, the Shakespearean drama in which we find ourselves right now.
It's super sketch.
It is sketch.
So, all right. So that's that. All right. Next thing. Then I don't even want to get into them bringing back I think that's distraction. That one. Okay, this is wonderful. This is I was mentioning earlier, Bukele, which I know I'm saying his name wrong. I apologize.
What is it? How do you pronounce it? I never heard of it. Bukele. Sounds like an instrument. Bukele. Let's play the bukele.
Like ukulele, bukulele.
Yeah.
Maybe that is how you say it. Bukulele.
Bukele. Bukulele.
I don't know. I'm saying it wrong. But he eliminates.
Bitcoin fixes this, Lisa. Bitcoin fixes all of this.
I think Litecoin fixes it. But.
Well, I would tend to agree with you.
And here's the other thing. Like if you believe number go up saves you, then you're believing in the wrong thing. Then you're saying, I want to be a slave and I want to shop at the company store the rest of my life.
Yes.
Like,
denominate your retirement in that company store fund that has been created for that reason, and rather than having something that's decentralized and private, that people's money kind of thing. It's your choice. Choose your path. I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm free to do as I want, as I please.
Power back, and then
I love the power. Give me the power. I want my power. M-Web it, baby. M-Web me harder, baby. That's what I'm saying.
And I did not make that up. Johnny was like, "Oh, I thought you made that up." I was like, "No, Johnny, I didn't."
I just ran with it. So everything I say right now is,
No.
that me harder than that. That's how I walk around all day. That's all I say.
And that was not me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I'm gonna be a Polly. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Mhm.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
You know damn well it was you. Wasn't me. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Wasn't me. Fine.
This was my ontology moment, or I can't remember the new word that Uncle Cliff's using, but it's like I can't pronounce it or whatever. It's got too many vowels in it. But this was
It must
for
be Italian, right? Yeah.
this was for Polly and for Daddy-O. But it talks about the gold ratio. And so the golden ratio, I saw this on Facebook and I'm like, seriously? And so they're talking
Golden
about the,
toe ratio.
yeah. I
Are you
personally-
Greek or are you an Aztec or are you? Yeah, I've seen that.
ratio, fellatio. I don't know.
Bada bing! Join Lisa's Patreon for more good information.
I think
Just like that.
that they are going to rug pull gold. I think they're going to revalue gold, get rid of the debt.
Cue Big Swear. Get Big Swear on the line.
Bix Weir is writing a book.
Is he?
Yes, he's writing a book. It's going to be called the Ruta. It's not called Road to Ruta. What was he calling it? Ruta.
Root of these vampires out.
Something.
Root of the harder, baby.
It's going to be awesome. And he's talking about Road to Ruta and he's writing a book. I'm super excited about it. And so
I love Bix.
So everybody go check that out. It'll be out in a few months. Probably less because he's really smart and he'll get it out there quick.
He's a worker, man. He's a grinder. He'll get it done.
But I think they're going to rug pull gold. I think, you know how Trump keeps putting the bad guys out in the forefront? I think that's why gold is out in the forefront. I think they're going to be like, yeah, bad guys, keep buying gold, keep buying gold, keep buying gold. And then I think
it does concern me.
How much gold is actually out there. And
That's
it's
the
going
big concern.
to devalue gold so quickly.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if that's his whole theory, though. That's why I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, that's his whole theory. If you look at the whole thing and why, when they found that gold in the Grand Canyon and all the articles and what really happened and why they locked it down, there's so much gold. I just use the example of this. You can't pan for silver. Every time there's a big storm and the minerals wash off from the mountains into the streams, you can go out there and pan for gold. It's like, that seems pretty plentiful if that really happens. How many times do you see people out there panning for silver? No, it doesn't happen. You don't get it right there at the surface level. So to me, it kind of tells me something. Maybe it is pretty plentiful. And to put it in that at 100-to-1 ratio, I mean, it's the same to Bitcoin to Litecoin. It's like, they kind of fulfill the same things. Oh, yes, gold doesn't tarnish, but silver does. Okay, darn it. It's still useful and still the most conductive material out there. If you want to shoot a cruise missile or a Tomahawk missile or any missile, you want to have silver in it. I mean, dude, solar panels, everything. I mean, there's a reason. And it's just, I mean, to put that much and concentrate that much of your energy into something like that, I feel like it's a rug pull. I mean, it's great right now if you're holding it, but it's the same thing with Bitcoin to me. It's great while you're holding it, but the thing is, I want to hold something I can use at a moment's notice. And that's why I spend Litecoin all the time. Somebody needs something, send Litecoin. If you've got a QR code up and a Mimblewimble Litecoin shows up, you don't know where it came from, boom, it can get done. And it's just, if you can't use it, and if you don't have it, I mean, what good is it? If you're asking for permission to get it out, and that, what are they trying to do? They're trying to custody all of it. Oh, Michael Saylor, look how much he bought. Oh, look how much this and this. And oh, these governments are all going to buy it. It's like, well, I really don't want to be a part of it then. It's the same thing with these gold reserves. If the central banks are holding all this gold, why don't I want to be a part of it? It goes back to William Jennings Bryan, and the whole Wizard of Oz thing, to where it's like, hey, the people's money, you might want to look at silver, just saying, and I know the whole narrative, premiums are high and this and that. You can concentrate so much more money in gold and you can carry it around. I get that. But The Titanic looked like a great cruise ship too. Looked like a great journey, didn't it? Until it wasn't. You know, you might want to have a lifeboat.
If we are the value and
Yeah.
money is just a messaging
So why are you
system,
pouring all that energy into something that, you know, it's not that easy to use?
Yeah.
Listen, I had a conversation. You know, I went to another coin show over the weekend. Dad loves the coin shows, and I love going with him because it's like he's in his element and he's like on fire. You know, he's like me, you know, talking about different things, and he's just like, all over the place. You know, he's like, he's 20 years old running around, and so, you know, on the conversation that we had on the way there, he's like, you know, it'd be kind of scary because he's telling stories about different interactions with dealers and this and that. You know, it's kind of scary if you buy like a 10-ounce gold bar or a kilo gold bar or something. And it's like, do you really know it's gold? I mean, do you really know what's inside of it without doing a drill test? I mean, you know, and to put that much concentration of your energy into one thing, it's a little scary because you don't really know. I mean, it's you're putting faith into that thing. I mean, just because it has a stamp on the top of it, you know, and it might be, you know, a millimeter of gold on the outside. Oh, well, the inside might be tungsten. You know, you really don't know. And so it's just be careful. I mean, diversify a little bit, maybe. Just saying.
no, that's when Bix talked about that guy that, and maybe it was Andy too, that there was the one guy that was I don't know if he's a multimillionaire or what, and he was like, you know, doubling down. He's like, look, I took possession of this much off the comics and they showed whatever. And he's like, dude, that's awesome. But you might want to drill into it before it ever leaves the comics and whatever. And that made so much sense. And then I saw somebody else on like Twitter or somewhere, and they were bragging about their 100-ounce bars or whatever. And I was like, drill, baby, drill. And I never thought about when Trump says drill, baby, drill. Does that apply to something else?
You know, I always say there are no coincidences.
Goes to you know, the flat spot on the coins when they retool all the
in 2021, the new version of the Silver Eagles
that I discovered, and when I shared that with Bix, and how we can validate that with blockchain, and then that does have NFTs and a use case and Litecoin and all of that kind of stuff. Like, we have a way to validate all of that now with blockchain and a way to do it, and a way to, like, you're watching the crazy times we live in where, you know, people are getting hit over the head for their cell phone or getting
for Litecoin watches from Coin Vigilante. No, not so much.
Get yours today.
Yes.
Coinvigilante.com.
Hope to see them in Las Vegas. I think I will. They're going to be there.
But you won't get hit over the head for it. I mean, you'll just look really
nice. I'm kind of a big target, but, you know, it's a, you know, there's going to be damage done.
And they're not made in China. They're very nice quality. Yeah, watches.
They really are.
But yeah, sorry, I digress. But to say, like, you could validate what the metal is and whatever, and it could be kept in a vault, but then you could have and you could spend pieces of it or whatever. And so that kind of stuff, like, there is the technology now to spend hard assets and hold it in your possession digitally without endangering yourself. So in a safe way. And, you know, I think about, like, my mom, and myself, like, I don't want to carry around.
Right. I know you're a great shot, and I know you're a badass. And let's just say it. You're a badass, Lisa. But the thing is, I mean, you know, you got a couple of freaking gorillas that show up. What are you going to do?
I don't want to have to fight someone physically.
Right.
Like,
who wants to do that? Who wants to live in a world where it's might makes right? That's not good. You know, that's not why that's why we instituted governments, to protect rights. I mean, and that's, you know, I mean, who wants to live in a world like that? And with technology, the things that are definitely, like you're saying, you know, that are built in, how nice would it be, think of the George Jetson, you know, path, to where you don't need to carry around money. It's validated. I mean, and yeah, if you want to store, you know, silver in a vault somewhere, nobody can spend that silver because, you know, theoretically that is really what you're talking about. You know, that little notch on that silver coin is a unique identifier that, boom, it's on the blockchain, and you might have a token that represents that. And if you want to spend it, you know, you have the ownership of that token. and nobody can spend it. And if they try to spend it, if they break in and spend it, and then they take it and it gets validated, and it's like everything's scanned, and it's like, do you have the private address and the token to go with this? Because we're not going to accept it unless you do. This is theft. And it'd be very easy to cut down on crime. Now, on the other side of it, it's very easy to implement social credit scores and, lock down Black Mirror society. But I mean, I don't want to look at it that way. We're moving forward. We always innovated. We've always moved forward, and become more fluid with transactions, with our work. Then, that's the path that we need to take. And nobody wants to carry around a bunch of silver. Nobody wants to carry around a bunch of gold. And that's why everybody has sidearms. It's like, you got to protect yourself. You got gold. And it's like, and it's like, who wants to live in that kind of world when you have technology that can prevent that crime? And it's like, you can take all you want, but you ain't gonna be able to spend it. It's like when people take the bags of dollars and steal them from the bank, and then they explode with the ink.
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't no good. I mean,
Yeah.
you
So
kind of lost.
here's something that nobody talked about yesterday. I know we were all talking about, and for how many years we talked about 1776, and you can hear the little flutes play. There was actually yesterday on the 17th, wink, wink, the White House, there was a 250th anniversary of the Battle of, and you are my big history
I've
friend,
forgotten more than I've ever learned. So go
the
ahead.
Battle of Lexington and Concord. The President of the United States of America made a proclamation. This is not an executive order. This is actually a proclamation. And this is, okay, here's the other part. The cue boards,
One if by land, two if by sea.
the Delta is the lanterns.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And I can show you guys other stuff on Twitter. The lanterns, it's the Q Delta of the two lanterns. One if by land, two if by sea, and that means maritime. And I believe this is the end of maritime law. This also lines up with all the stuff I was seeing with us going into merit. I'm just saying, think for yourself. Does it resonate with you? Do your own research, all the things. But this is 2.5 centuries ago, a small band of Minutemen answered the call. Can you guys see this? Because I think I'm reading it. And then, yes, once again, you're not seeing what I'm saying. Of course. Sure, stuff. Okay. This is a White House proclamation. So, the anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord, April 17th, 2025. 2.5 centuries ago, a small band of Minutemen answered the call of freedom in the legendary battles of Lexington and Concord, an epic tale of American strength in the first major armed conflict of the Revolutionary War. We honored the memories and remembered the sacrifices and summoned the courage of every hero of liberty who gallantly shed his blood for the cause of independence on April 19th, 1775. After years of intensifying frictions and escalating hostility between the British Crown and the American colonies, all avenues to peace and diplomacy had been exhausted. It became clear to the Patriots that war was inevitable. Following the Boston Massacre and the oppressive, intolerable acts, the lasting grievance of taxation without representation, the colonists began organizing militias as a final recourse in defense of their right to self-government. Self-government. Not government over all of us.
That preamble thing to the Constitution that we were supposed to memorize at one point, we the people of the United States in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. That one? Yeah.
That part. Yeah. The British regime's reign of tyranny reached a breaking point when, in its fearless midnight ride from Boston, Massachusetts, I know a guy from Boston, Paul Revere announced the news that the Redcoats were marching to Concord, Massachusetts to arrest colonial leaders and seize American arms. By the time they reached Lexington at dawn, British encountered 77 Intrepid. Oh, the Intrepid? Go watch my show with Skullcap on, what day was that? Wednesday. The American Minutemen, led by Captain John Parker, boldly standing on their ground in defense of their independence. Surprised British fired a volley, mortally wounding 8 American patriots, the very first American soldiers to lay down their lives for our emerging nation. the British ambushed Lexington became known as the shot heard round the world. That sounds familiar. Prompting thousands of brave young men to leave their homes, livelihoods, and fight for our freedom on the front lines of the American Revolution, commencing the greatest fight for liberty in the history of the world. Later that morning, the Redcoats arrived at Concord to find and set fire to the Patriot military supplies. At the sight of rising smoke from atop a lofty hill, the colonists believed the Redcoats were burning down the town, provoking them to advance to the North Bridge. That's weird. That helicopter flew kind of north as Captain Isaac Davis, oh, that's my last name, whose company stood at the front column of his soldiers gearing up to take on the Redcoats, said, "I haven't a man who is afraid to go." As 400 daring militiamen descended down, oh gosh, I don't know how you say that word, Punkaset, I don't know what hill, toward the North Bridge, they startled the British, opened fire, killing 49 Americans, including Captain Davis. Oh, damn, I just died. Fire, fellow soldiers, for God's sake, fire, shouted Major John Buttrick of Concord Militia at the sound of discharging muskets, sending the British running back to Boston in retreat, resounding victory for colonial forces. For the next 12 miles, Patriots relentlessly pursued the Redcoats, ambushing them from behind the trees, walls, and other cover. As one British soldier said, to have recalled the Americans, they fought like bears. That's been a trending thing right now. As I would soon storm hell and fight them again. April 19th, 1775. April 19th is also the date of Oklahoma City bombing and Waco. And Oklahoma City bombing was to cover up Hillary's.
Yeah, and then Columbine was right in that time frame too. It might have been the 19th.
Oh, I didn't realize
20th, yeah.
Columbine was as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Stands to this day a seminal milestone in our nation's righteous crusade for liberty and independence. On this day, 250 years ago, the fire of freedom blazing in their souls, an extraordinary army of American Minutemen defeated one of the mightiest, I can't believe I said that, armies on the face of this earth and laid the foundation for America's ultimate triumph over tyranny. 2.5 centuries later, their fortitude remains in our inheritance, and their resolve remains our birthright. Their unwavering loyalty to God, our country, remains the duty of every American patriot. As we approach the 250th anniversary of our nation's independence next year, we honor the valiant men who fought in defense of their sacred right to self-government. Self-government. Say that out loud. We renew our pledge to restore our republic to its greatness and glory, and we commit to rebuilding a country and culture that inspires pride in our past and faith in our future. Now, I, therefore, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by virtue and authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim April 19th, 2025 as a day in commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord and the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
History rhymes.
He proclaims the 2025, the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 17th, which he wrote that all as one word, day of April in the year of our Lord 2025, and the United States of America in the 249th. Donald J. Trump. God bless America. Like, if that didn't get your heart pumping, I don't know what it does.
You know, and to think, some of us might have been there at the same time. Time to reignite that fire.
I think it's already been lit.
Let that fire burn in the belly, baby.
That's pretty exciting.
I mean, you had a revolution against the empire where, you know, the sun never sets in the British Empire. I had a revolution against that thing. What's stopping you? Guess that's where we're at. I think of the Swamp Fox. You know, the Swamp Fox, Francis Marion, Daddy O, if he's in the chat. The Swamp Fox. You know, you're watching the little not cartoons, but, you know, the Swamp Fox, you know, hit and run, you know, fighting the British, ambushing them. These dogs, seeing a cat walk by, you know.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it is.
So this
All
was
the things happening.
my friend that gave me the honor of being part of the Liberty Lantern Relay. She was like, I was telling her about like what just happened. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, and so this video that we created with when I asked her if I could let you know, Papa's name be on the, so they did a chain of custody, and we created this video where we shared the lanterns across the U.S. and some of our friends that are in our chat. In fact, one guy who's I won't say who it is, but he's and it's not, well, anyway, some people that are in our chat, and then I got to put my dad's name on the chain of custody. And then some other people that are friends of ours were a part of helping be a part of that. And then our video is in the Ted Nugent video. And it was kind of cool. And then she's like, oh my gosh, you need to put that on there. And it's on this video too. And so I was sharing that with her today, and she's like, wow, we were doing that back in, was it 20 or 21? I can't remember now. But this was the map that the lanterns went around. And we went through, it went all around the states. It was kind of cool.
Sharing the light of truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we should be doing.
Yeah. And it was about encouraging people and saying, like, you know, that there are patriots out there. And although the mainstream media was spreading lies and whatever, like we were, you know, spreading truth to each other, and we were reaching out to each other and encouraging each other. So
bringing fire to humanity like Prometheus. Every day is a new day, right?
yeah. So just know that the truth is out there, and that we're all, this reminds me of like the mycelium, whatever, like we the people.
Love me some mushrooms.
3%, and that's the truth, that we're really out there, and the media is dying, and the mainstream media is dying, and we the people are the ones that are telling the truth and rising up, and that's what's going to win. So
I would vouch for that.
So that was encouraging to me. But
it's a great time to be alive.
It is.
Are you alive? Is really what it comes down to. Are you living? Doing the best you can possibly do? Talking to you in general. You know, in English, you know, you is
like
you specific, like you general. No, you. What's you? You know, you go back to different languages and they have specific yous. I'm talking to you. You're talking to me. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. All of you. You. Whatever. You. That's why you say y'all. It's like I'm talking to y'all.
All y'all.
Or I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
All y'all. That's even bigger.
It's like the all y'all. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
It's a great time to be alive. I mean, it really is. I mean, as horrible as it seems, and it just, when you look at it through the lens of history and all the great things that have happened, I mean, why wouldn't you want to be alive right now? I mean, we're in the great transition. I mean, we are ushering in a different system, and what do we want to make it? We're here. Let's make it what we want. Shape it right now, in the present. Manifest the future by doing things right now in the present. Great time. You chose to be here. When are you going to have this opportunity again? Just saying.
All right. There's a little more news, but I don't know how much we want to share on here. There's like, I mean, I can go on and on and on.
I know. I jotted down 2 dates, 1969 and 1986.
All right. tell
And
me-
as a young fella, you know, I was a big Mets fan in 1986, New York Mets, the Metropolitans. And I mean, all the just, oh, there's just, they won. And I remember at the time, Game 6, the 1986 World Series, playing the Red Sox, Bill Buckner, and, you know, that hit that went through his legs, you know, it's 2 outs. Everybody thought, you know, the Mets are going to lose, you know, the greatest team in baseball right now. Finally, the Red Sox are going to win a World Series. You know, this is it. Bill Buckner misses it. It goes through his legs. Boom, you got a man on base. Next thing you know, I think it was Mookie Wilson hit it. And then they came back. They won. The next game, they blew them out. And it was and then I think back to that was 1986. Then I think back to 1969, the Mets, you know, they were kind of in the cellar a little bit most of the year. And then at the end of the year, I don't know what it was. I think there was a press conference, and Tug McGraw, the pitcher at the time, it turns out later he's Tim McGraw's father. You know, at the time he was a relief pitcher, I think. They'd bring him in to stop it. And, you know, in a press conference, he says, "Hey, you got to believe." And he kept saying that. It caught on. You got to believe. And they won like 35 out of the next 45 games or something, won it. Then they go to I think they swept the next team, and then they go and play the Baltimore Orioles, you know, the biggest, baddest man on the block. The Orioles win the first game. The Mets come, you know, the next 4 games they win. And it was just the Miracle Mets. That's what they called it. And if you don't think miracles can happen in this world, if you don't think human beings can do, you know, great things and be heroic, we've seen it in the past. We read all the stories, mythology, and we think, oh, that was in the past, though. We can't do that now. I mean, there are remnants of heroism that happen all the time, and when you see those things, it's magical. I mean, it really is. And I think about that, and then I just wrote down the dates because it was 69 Mets and 86 Mets, and then I'm like, well, that's 17 years. That's crazy, you know, between the two. And it's just there are so many synchronicities in life, so many things that you don't stop believing, right, Lisa? You can't stop believing. You got to believe. Cue the Journey music. You're muted. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Sorry, the dogs
There it
are running in here and I was muted. I'm
Welcome
trying
to my world.
So you like totally, so when my dad was passing,
Mhm.
it's like a whole thing with, it's a family thing with my brothers and I, and where's the song? I'm going to blow my own channel up,
Blow it up.
and that's what we're
And
going to,
you know, mine too at the same time, but that's okay.
yeah.
I've got my 1,000 subscribers. I've won, baby. I'm good.
Yep, I'm going to get you banned as well.
Do it. Ban me
Fine.
harder, baby.
Hold on, I'm going to have to get past the commercial, and then I'm going to play us out with the song that my dad wanted us all to sit and listen to, because people were doubting him, and he was like, no, put your own shit away and don't put your ontology, your rules, your legalism on me.
Don't put your baby in a corner.
Yeah. Hold on. How am I? I'm on the wrong tab. Where is it? God, I can't believe you just said that. Oh, I'm kind of,
I don't even know what I said.
I'm just kind of irritated with you right now.
Me?
Oh yeah.
What did I
It's
say?
okay. I love you, but sometimes you say things that you don't